Hi, this is Matt, Regan Personal Trainer with fitprogressions.com, and today I'm going to do a video with 5 tips on foam rolling. So before I get into the tips, quickly I just want to go over why to foam roll. So the point of the foam roller is to help lengthen out muscles. So as your muscles get tight, the foam roller, as you roll around, you're looking for tight muscle knots, areas where your muscle fascia has kind of just jammed up, and you want to identify those spots so you can roll on them to lengthen them out. All muscles have an optimal length that they're supposed to be, so the foam roller helps to kind of get into those knots, similarly to like when you get a massage and the masseuse is jamming into those knots, or there's other types of methods to kind of get into them, but it's the same kind of principle. The good thing about foam rolling is once you learn how to do it, you can do it forever if you need to, and you don't have to go to masseuse. So it should save you some money and time there. So I'll get right into it. So 5 tips on how to foam roll more effectively and do a better job with it. So the tip number 1 is to identify tender muscle spots and hold. So you only want to roll on muscle. You don't want to roll on bone. So basically find the muscle belly and start on certain muscles. A lot of people, it's calves, IT-band, lats, pecs, all get very tight on a lot of individuals. So you want to identify those tender spots and just hold. It's very common, I see that people will foam roll and they just kind of roll all over the place. You don't want to do that. You want to just find the tender spot, wherever it is, and hold. That brings me to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is hold that spot for 30 seconds or 5 deep breaths. You're looking for the most tender spot, so like 6 to 9 on the discomfort scale. So it shouldn't really be comfortable, it should be uncomfortable. And when you find, just hold right on it. Now, traditionally, most humans were kind of conditioned to seek pleasure and avoid pain. Foam rolling is a little the opposite. You want to find that discomfort spot, just stay there. So again, tip number 2, you hold for 30 seconds or 5 deep breaths. Tip number 3, once you find those spots, just hit 1 or 2 spots per muscle. You don't need more than that. 1 or 2 spots per muscle, 30 seconds should take you about 1 minute per muscle, and then move on. Tip number 4 is sync your foam rolling to your training. So say you're doing an upper body day, you would foam roll back and chest and stuff like that. If you're going to work on your legs, foam roll your legs. So kind of a lot of people, it's very beneficial to do it before they work out. So I do recommend before training. You could also do it as a cool down, or you could do it separately. Okay. Tip number 5 is consistency. So with your foam rolling, I do recommend 3 to 6 days a week. And you generally want to, as I mentioned, you don't need to spend a ton of time. A minute on a muscle, move on, hit a couple muscles. So it should take you maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes if you spend a lot of time on it. Any more than that and you're kind of wasting your time. So I hope you found these tips helpful. I'll go over them real quick once again. So tip number 1 is identify the tender spots on muscle. Don't be rolling over bones. Number 2 is hold those spots for 30 seconds or 5 deep breaths. Number 3 is 1 to 2 spots per muscle. Number 4, you want to sync your foam rolling to your training. Number 5 is be consistent with it and you will have good results. This will help to make those muscles an optimal length, which should help you with all your lifts and help you move and feel better. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. And I hope to help you guys out and deliver some more videos in the future with stuff that can help you further. Thanks so much. Stay strong. Bye.